Have you ever worried about backups, desktop computer backups? Some of you have been through what I fortunately haven't been through drastically in the past, which is a major crash of a hard drive where you've lost all your data. I have found a solution to my hard drive backup problem or challenge, and it's kind of temporary, but it works for me right now. Hey everybody, Dave Johnson here again with AggressiveFun. Today we are looking at a backup solution that gives us peace of mind, that doesn't cost us any day-to-day money where a company has to have your bank account and do an automatic withdrawal every month, but makes it so that we have enough disk storage to handle all of our needs. And my solution here, at least for the short term, doesn't include a cloud solution, although it will at some point, and I'll get to that in just a second. What I needed is, even with doing these videos day-to-day, disk requirement and usage, I needed more space. And so I'm also at the same time grappling with, how do I do a backup? I have to have backups. I want to have that peace of mind. I want to be able to make sure that all of my data is secure. I'm doing these videos more and more so. They're multiple gigabyte files. How am I going to store those? And how am I going to make sure that I'm safe at all times, so that if I have a hardware crash, which does happen, things aren't perfect. I've been pretty fortunate, knock on wood, to not have a major hard drive failure where I lost data, at least not in the last few years. But I want to make sure that I don't have to worry about that. Even if it happens, I'm covered. So here's my solution. Well, before I go into the solution, here's my list of requirements. Number one, I want to be able to have access to it locally, have access to all of my files. I don't want to have it off somewhere where somebody could flip a switch and say, sorry, you're not on here anymore, or have the risk of a hacker being able to get to that data. And yes, they say it's all encrypted, the cloud is safe. Come on. We hear about all Equifax, all of these different breaches. Target had millions and millions of online profiles stolen, and it's going to continue to happen. It's not going to, there's not going to be some wonderful solution. All of a sudden, all of our data is safe, and all of the online cloud things are 100% locked up and hacker proof. Not going to happen. And even recently here we hear about now there's a Google Plus breach. So the leader in the industry doing it as well. And we also heard not too long ago about a Facebook, same kind of thing. It's going to keep happening. That worries me. So my solution is, number one, I want to have it local. Number two, I don't want to pay a monthly fee. I absolutely hate where a monthly fee has to be pulled out of a checking account or off of a credit card, and they have to have it automatically done. Sometimes you don't have an option, you've got to do it because there's no other way to get whatever service or whatever product so that you can use it. But at every opportunity where I don't do that, I take advantage of it. I'll go somewhere else, I'll jump through hoops, I'll do all kinds of things to not have that monthly withdrawal. I just hate it. It's like it takes away my control of my finances so that I know what's going on all the time. They tout it as being this great convenience, and in some cases that's true, but in other cases I've actually had it where I put in place a yearly fee payment that would automatically be taken out of, at the time it was out of a checking account, it wasn't on a credit card. Well, I forgot about it. So it comes at the most inopportune time. I'm actually traveling, and the item that I'm using makes it so that I can reach my desktop computer online remotely. So, and it's perfect when you're traveling. I didn't want to carry all the files with me, but it gave me access back to my machine. It gave me access to everything. Turns out that the automatic withdrawal was supposed to happen in beginning of January timeframe, and it did, but the account, and again, I had forgotten, I just didn't know what account, when it was coming. It had been a year. Came out of account that didn't have the funds in it to cover that at that particular time. So not only did it overdraw that account, which then has another fee associated with it, but it also shut off the service, and I'm traveling, so now I've got all of these extra details that I now have to mess with while I'm on the road to get things back up and running. Luckily, I got on the phone, and it took about an hour, but I got it all fixed and got it all back online and could use it while I was on my trip. I hate that. It just drives me bananas. And fortunately, I don't use that service anymore. I don't have to worry about it. So, check that one up to good old, well, okay, I'll tell you. One way that I've solved that is, and it's not comprehensive, it doesn't work as well, it doesn't give me access to everything that's on my desktop, but when I get ready to go on a trip, if there's going to be critical files that are needed, I'll make sure that they're on my G-Drive account or on DropBox. And that way I have access to them everywhere. And I have access to them on my phone. Works really slick. Don't have to pay anything. It's still in the free mode. Haven't loaded up any of those services enough where I'm going to have to pay a fee to have the file served up on the cloud. So that's an easy solution. Okay, so enough about that. Those are basically the requirements. I have to have a local copy of it easily available. I want to be in control of the hard drive of my data. I don't want to put it on the cloud as the only way to do the backup, and I don't want to pay a monthly fee. It's data, it's backed up. I just want to have it so that it's there and it gives me peace of mind. Okay, now that said, I'll tell you my ideal. Ultimately, my ideal someday will be having it on the cloud and having it on a local hard drive. The cloud part of it it's still a crapshoot. I'll tell you in a second why I don't want to do it that way right now. I'm going to figure out some other method, but right now that's all I have. So what I do have for my local is I picked up one of these. This actually, I purchased it at Sam's, but just in the time frame since I have had it, Seagate now, I go and I do a search, and you'll see the link down below. Like an Amazon search, they have this exact drive in the same housing. It's still a USB hub. It has all the features of this one, except that it's not 5 terabytes anymore. They have a 4 terabyte that's a lower cost. I believe it's just under $100, and they have a 6 terabyte, which is similar in pricing to what this was when I bought it, which is around $129, something like that for the drive. So very reasonably priced, and especially if you compare this to what it would cost you, for instance, for an iDrive cloud account. iDrive has a promotion where and I tried this for the last year. I was on it and but they gave you 90% off, and you pay $5 for the whole year. And I thought, well, I'm an idiot if I don't take advantage of that. So I signed up, and it took a little while, but they finally did the backup of my whole system. It turns out that to back up everything takes a little over it's under a terabyte. So, okay, that sounds reasonable. And I went the whole year. It did its backups in its normal scheduling. All of that was seamless. I didn't have to do anything. I could see they send out a daily email that tells you what the status is and what all of your capacities are and whatnot. And then down, you can put in the lower right-hand corner, I'm using a Windows 10 based PC. Lower right-hand corner, there will be a little message window that comes up and tells you what capacity you have used of what you have available online in their cloud service. Well, it was staying right around 78%, and I'm watching it every day. It comes up, I see it. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to load it up and have it go over 1 terabyte because then they charge you fees on that. So I don't want to have the extra fees, so I'm keeping it down 78%. Well, I go through the whole year, and I'm knowing that now it's going to come up where they're going to start doing this monthly withdrawal out of my account, which I absolutely hate those, as I said earlier. But I'm thinking, well, okay, maybe I'll do this. Well, they then sent me an email saying, okay, it's time. We're going to transition this over. You're going to have a monthly fee. But, oh, by the way, you've gone over the 1 terabyte. And I'm thinking, what? How can that be? It says 78%, and I've been monitoring and watching and making sure. Well, somehow there's a mismatch. They say, yeah, we're going to start charging you the yearly fee, but you owe us $45 before we can do that. I don't think so. I'm not going to pay that when you're telling me, and I've been watching, and now your system doesn't match up. Don't get me wrong, I still really like iDrive, and at some point in the future, my ideal backup scenario will probably include them. But at that particular time, I was very frustrated. I wasn't going to pay the extra amount. In fact, why is the indicator showing that I'm what I'm supposed to be, and now I got an extra charge? Drives me crazy. So I didn't even have time. I don't even want to go through that with their system. Something was messed up. And and then the other thing that was irritating is right at that time that I'm going to click it over and start paying, they do a new promotion. Now the new promotion is like 5 terabyte for the same $5 or $6 a month, but they're not going to give me that deal. They're going to keep me at the 1 terabyte, and now I'm locked in and stuck with that. So it's a marketing, advertising kinds of things, but again, there was a frustration there that's like, there's a mismatch here in their system. Why don't they just kick me up and say, okay, we value you, we have this new promotion, we're going to allow you on it too. They didn't do that. So I was done. I just got off altogether. So that's where this guy comes in, and I wanted to show you, this thing is built like a Sherman tank. Let's see how I can, not too bad. Okay, get through all of the seals here. This isn't very glamorous or exotic, anything like that. It's just a hard drive. The cool thing, one thing that I really like about this particular Seagate model is they give you the USB, where they're saying it's USB hub, but they give you these 2 ports on the drive so that when this takes one of the ports that you have available on your PC, not only do you get it back, but you get an additional one too, so you can use it for more USB ports. So this is, as it says, this is a 5 terabyte. Oh, and one thing on this box here, I'm not going to do it, and I'm not sure. I'd have to verify the ones that I have in the link down below for Amazon. I'm not sure about this OneDrive plus 200 gigabyte / Go. I don't know. It says it includes 2 years of cloud storage. Okay. I'm back into the same scenario again. First of all, they're saying 2 year. Oh, well, they beat iDrive. It's going to be 2 years. Now, but at the end of that 2 years, I'm going to have to start doing this automatic fee payment thing. And the other kicker here for me is my backup is like 800 gigabytes. Well, this is only 200. So right off the bat, not only is it going to happen in 2 years where now it's going to click over into a fee-based thing, but I'm going to run out right off the bat. I'm going to have to pay to get more storage space anyway. I haven't used the OneDrive. I've heard good things about them. Don't have anything against them. It may be a good alternative. I don't know. But if you check these out, sometimes you can get deals that will help you with your particular application. This also includes just the power supply, and you get the USB cable connection, which is the new style, larger USB connector. Okay, so just in review, my ideal backup scenario system is going to be, I'm going to have drives, and I actually already have an older Seagate drive that I've been using that it's similar to this. It doesn't have the hub ports, but it's a Seagate drive. I've had really good luck with it. I've had it for I think 2 years now, and it's a smaller size. I believe it's a 3 terabyte. It's not as big as this. It's worked really well. No complaints, no problems with it. There's two scenarios I'm going to weigh here. One is Windows 10 has its own backup system where you can put in the schedule and it will come up and back up. I've been using that. I may continue to use that, but Seagate also has a backup application that comes with the drives, and I may give them a try. They have a little dashboard that comes up on your screen, and I'm not certain of this. I'm going to have to check it out, and I'll leave some comments down below as I use it more and more, but it may have more capabilities than what the Windows version has. What I really want to do is I want to make a backup of all of the system files and have that so that I could redo the whole machine if the hard drive goes bad, or if I have to switch to a new PC, then I have a complete image backup. My problem though is that I don't want to have multiples of those. I don't want to have it taking up extra space. From that point on, I just want to do data and have it so that the data is the primary thing that's on the drive. I have a 1 terabyte drive that's an older drive that I was doing the Windows backup with it for some times. It basically filled it up, then I started getting errors, and I'm not sure. I've got to go back through, and it may have been just me. I could have had to have just deleted older backups, but then again, I want it to be seamless. I don't want to have to mess with it or fritz with it all the time. So we'll see. I'm in the process of having this whole backup procedure work well for me. One thing that I do myself that I also recommend is I go into my documents folder in Windows and I will copy that over to my backup drive. So then I have unencrypted, there's no issues, but just a duplicate of all of my data files onto another hard drive. It's not scheduled. I just do it periodically to make sure that I have a backup. It's also a really good idea to have backups not only in multiple places on multiple hard drives, but also off-site. And that's where a cloud backup makes a lot of sense, and I really like that, because if heaven forbid, if something were to happen to your office, to your home, to your computer itself, then you have an off-site backup that you can rely on. Again, gives you peace of mind. And at some point, I may go back to that $5 or $6 a month for peace of mind with iDrive or whatever service. It's probably worth it, and I'll probably have to bite the bullet, let them do the automatic payments monthly, blah, 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 even though I hate that with a passion. But in the end, if it saves you the grief and aggravation from having lost all of your data, it's worth it. It's inexpensive. It is encrypted. It's even there's a while back we saw where certain celebrities' online cloud accounts were hacked, and nude pictures or whatever private files were released with respect to them. You don't hear about that every day, but it is something to keep in mind, that it is possible. Like I said earlier, hackers are everywhere. They're into everything. Don't make the assumption that any cloud service or any online storage of your personal information is going to be 100% safe, because it's not. You never know. So just be mindful of that. It's not like you have to feel that the sky is falling, but we just need to be mindful of that always with respect to our data. So I'm going to hook this guy up. I think it's going to be my solution for my data handling as well as my backups. Like I said, I've had really good luck with Seagate, and I highly recommend their products at this point. As usual, down below the video in the description you'll find all kinds of links for this guy, where you can get it off of Amazon, different places. And we always appreciate questions, comments left down below the YouTube video. I try to respond to everything and definitely appreciate any of that kind of feedback. We also would love to have you subscribe to the YouTube channel, as well as leave the thumbs ups if you like the video. We really appreciate all of those kinds of things. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.